You're your butt nugget. Um, good evening. Yeah, good evening. I'm Joshua Challenger, and I'm here with a guest, my father,
Todd Shanholzer.
and I'm gonna ask him a few questions about his career. So, what is your job title and description?
Okay. My job title is Regional Operating Officer for Travelers Insurance National Accounts, a Western Division. The description of the job is we provide insurance, casualty insurance, which consists of workers' compensation, general liability, and automobile liability for Fortune 5,000 companies.
Wow. What's the education that you need to have this job?
Well, we work for Travelers in the National Accounts Department. You would need a college degree. Probably the higher up you go, you probably need a little bit more than that. It helps to secure those type of jobs. And I have an MBA in finance as well.
Smart man. Like if I were to try to get the job, how like what were the steps?
Okay, well, what Travelers does is akin to most large companies is they at specific times in the year they'll send representatives to larger universities to interview. So they'll have open houses kind of at job forums. They'll have a booth there, and so you could stop by and see that. Or you could look online, right, and you can submit applications online. Pretty easy process, really.
What are some day-to-day activities that you do?
Okay, what some of the functions that I do is I approve, reject, or kind of modify what we want to offer from an insurance quotation standpoint. So let's say, for instance, I'm quoting Trader Joe's, right, large company.
Yeah.
A broker, insurance broker who represents the clients, may say, I want this type of program. So all of our programs are self-insured to an extent, which means the clients retain some part of the loss and then we retain the larger part of the loss, right? So my job is to approve with account executives, because they have the relationship with the broker, what level that is and how much we want to charge. One of the main functions. The other function that you have with this job, as with many jobs, is really it's employee relations, right? So while I only have one employee that reports to me, I have dozens of employees that come to me for approval, right? So important part of the job is to be able to get along with people, build trust with them, communicate in the proper forum, right? Meaning a face-to-face is the right way to do it. You should do it that way, or an IM, not just to someone's around the corner and you're busy, send them an email, right? So that's there's some things on day-to-day activities.
What would you say are some interesting aspects of the job?
Well, I would say probably the biggest one is everyone likes to win, right? So it's always great when you can bring on a new deal, right? When you're part of it, and then you realize that while you may not be in the front negotiating the deal, you were in the back approving the deal, right? So ultimately, whether Travelers National Accounts is going to win a new deal, ultimately. I would play a major part in that process, right? That was certainly some interesting aspect. The other piece of the job is we deal with a lot of customer accounts coming in, so it's always different, right? Like we underwrite their exposures, a lot of different businesses. You get to understand what they do and kind of how they do it, right? So it's not a cookie cutter type insurance like it would be if it was just personal insurance, right? Where it's just kind of base rate times exposure. This is a lot of variability. So if you like dealing in gray all the time, right? Which I do, that's another great part of the job. And rewinding to what I said earlier, probably the third interesting aspect is you're always dealing with people, right? They may want this type of in these terms, and that may not be best for the company. So you have to, persuade them, on why you don't want to do that, right? So a lot of power of suggestion, not always the title that you have, right? Is what you're trying to employ. So,
what would you say are some difficulties or parts that are most difficult?
One of the difficulties is, we want to keep as many customers as we have. So I get pressure from the marketing side of the house, and I have bosses, kind of solid line, dotted lines of pressure of keeping accounts, but you can't keep a deal at any cost. So a lot of times you get pressure to keep things, but ultimately, in my job, I'm the one who signs off on the deal, right? So ultimately, it's kind of my responsibility. So you always get second guessed. So one of the tough things about the job is, you tend not to get the glory when a new account is written, but you tend to be in the long line of why it wasn't written, right? So that's why we say you have to be thick-skinned to kind of do my job. The second thing that's hard is, if an account executive, people have relations with the brokers, they have production goals and they're trying to write things, and it can kind of affect their salary and their bonus. So they're bringing in a deal and, maybe too aggressive. So if they've had some bad luck, you feel a little bit sorry for them, a personal level, right? But you can't do anything that you would believe is a bad deal, right? So sometimes that's hard to dissuade that, right? So I guess I would say those are probably the two hardest parts of the job.
Why'd you decide to go into this career?
In college, I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do, but I really liked mathematics and finance, and I was just looking through, some of the college curriculum. I go, oh, there's something that has mathematics and finance and statistics. So I said, oh, so I just got interested in that, which was in mathematics, actuarial science. So it was designed to be an actuary. I wasn't sure I wanted to do that, but I just liked the base that it had. So I guess because it was designed to do maybe one function in insurance, that kind of led me into another function within insurance.
On to the last question. If you had to do it all again, would you select the same career or would you go a different route?
The answer 100% absolutely would be that I would select this same career path, because that's how I met your mother. She was in insurance and I met her in a different department. So yes, so I would select that again. So because I met her, and that career path allowed me to get married and to have 3 wonderful boys and a dog. But also, more than not, I like the work, right? Some days are tiring and not as good, but for the most part, it's been an okay job. It's allowed us to be flexible in my time, so I can spend some time with the boys at various levels when they need it for sports or academics or something like that. So it's been flexible in that. So I would do it again.
Well, thank you, and there's Todd Shanholzer for all you guys.
Thank you.